Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're jetting off to the land of croissants, berets, and romance. That's right, France. Get ready to say ooh la la as we unveil the top 10 must-visit places in France for 2024. Buckle up, buttercups, because we're in for a wild ride. Or should I say volume? Now, you might be wondering, Ellen, why are you narrating this video about France? Well, first of all, I love France. Second of all, Marine thought my voice would add a certain je ne sais quoi to the experience. And who am I to argue with that? So grab your baguette, your best striped shirt, and maybe even a little dog to carry in your handbag, because we're about to dive headfirst into the magic of France. From the Eiffel Tower to the French Riviera, we're covering it all. Get ready for breathtaking scenery, incredible food, and maybe even a little romance along the way. You never know who you might meet in the city of love. All right, let's get this baguette rolling. First up, the City of Lights, the City of Love, the city where you can literally eat a croissant the size of your head. Paris. I mean, come on, it's Paris. You can't go to France without visiting the Eiffel Tower. Imagine this, you, me, and a baguette, picnicking under the twinkling lights of the Eiffel Tower. It's massive, it's beautiful, and the view from the top? Forget about it. And speaking of magic, let's not forget about the Louvre Museum. Home to the Mona Lisa, this place is like an art history book come to life. Now, after you've had your fill of art, it's time to feast your eyes on another Parisian masterpiece, Notre Dame Cathedral. This architectural marvel is truly awe-inspiring. Of course, no trip to Paris is complete without a stroll along the Seine River. It's the perfect way to end a day of exploring this magical city. Trust me, by the end of your trip, you'll be saying, Paris, je t'aime. Alright folks, we're trading in our berets for bikinis and heading south to Nice. Get ready for sunshine, beaches, and a whole lot of ooh la la because the French Riviera is calling. First stop, the Promenade des Anglais. Imagine strolling along this iconic walkway, the Mediterranean sea breeze in your hair. This isn't your average boardwalk, people. This is the Promenade des Anglais. Palm trees, sparkling blue water, and chic cafes. And don't even get me started on the people watching. You'll see everything from rollerblading grandmas to fashion icons. It's like a runway show, but with more croissants. Rent a bike and cruise down the promenade with the wind in your hair. Now, let's talk about what you're really here for. The beaches. Nice has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Soft, white sand, crystal clear water, and enough sunshine to make you forget all your troubles. Just don't forget your sunscreen, honey, because that French sun is no joke. But whatever you do, make sure to take a moment to just relax and enjoy the view. Close your eyes, take a deep breath of that salty air, and let all your worries melt away. After all, you're in Nice. Bonjour from Lyon, everybody. It's Marine here, and trust me, you're going to want to add this city to your travel list. We're kicking things off in Lyon's Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And let me tell you, it's easy to see why. Cobblestone streets, hidden courtyards, and buildings that have been around for centuries. It's like stepping back in time. You can wander through the Traboulets, these secret passageways that connect the streets. They were used by silk workers back in the day, can you imagine? And they're still there. It's like a real-life treasure hunt. So, put on your comfy shoes, grab a croissant, and get lost in the magic of Old Town Lyon. You won't regret it. Now, get ready to climb, because we're heading up to the Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière. Don't worry, it's worth every step. This basilica is perched on top of Fourvière Hill, and the views from up there, oh my goodness, the views. You can see all of Lyon, the rivers, the red roofs. It's simply stunning. Inside the basilica is just as impressive, all gold and mosaics. It's like something out of a fairy tale. And the best part? They have little benches where you can sit and just take it all in. Seriously, if you want to feel like you're on top of the world, this is the place to be. Just maybe pack a snack, for the way down. All right, wine lovers, this one's for you. We're off to Bordeaux, the wine capital of the world. Get ready for rolling vineyards, charming chateaux, and of course, lots and lots of wine. Bordeaux is known for its full-bodied reds, but they've got something for everyone. So, whether you're a wine connoisseur or you just like a nice glass after a long day, you'll find your perfect sip here. And don't forget to take a tour of the vineyards. You can learn about the winemaking process, from grape to glass, and you might even get to meet some friendly winemakers. They're always up for a chat, especially if you speak the language of wine. Just remember, pace yourself. You're in Bordeaux for a while, and you don't want to miss out on all the other amazing things this city has to offer. Now let's talk about the Place de la Bourse. This place is like something out of a dream. Imagine a grand square surrounded by elegant buildings, and in the middle, the Miroir d'Eau, the water mirror. This reflecting pool is like magic. It creates this incredible illusion, doubling the beauty of the square. You can walk through it, take amazing photos, or just sit back and watch the reflections dance. It's mesmerizing, and at night it gets even better. The whole square lights up, and the water mirror turns into a giant shimmering mirror reflecting the lights of the city. It's absolutely breathtaking. So grab your camera, put on your dancing shoes, and get ready for a magical evening at the Place de la Bourse. Ahoy there, travelers! We're setting sail for Marseille, a vibrant port city on the Mediterranean coast. And our first stop is the Old Port, the heart and soul of Marseille for over 2,600 years. Imagine this, colorful fishing boats bobbing in the harbor, the smell of fresh seafood in the air, and locals selling their catch right off the boats. It's a feast for the senses. Now you can't come to the Old Port without trying the bouillabaisse, Marseille's famous fish stew. It's a local specialty, packed with flavor, and it'll warm you right up. Just be prepared to get messy. It's a two-handed kind of meal. Soak up the atmosphere, enjoy the sunshine, and let the energy of the Old Port wash over you. This is Marseille at its most authentic. Next up, we're heading up to the Basilique Notre-Dame de la Garde. This iconic basilica watches over the city from its perch on the highest point in Marseille. And let me tell you, the views from up there, spectacular. You can see the entire city, the sparkling Mediterranean, the Fruil Islands. It's truly breathtaking. The basilica itself is pretty impressive too, with its Romanesque Byzantine architecture, striped marble, and a golden statue of the Virgin Mary on top, watching over everyone. It's a place of peace and tranquility, and I highly recommend taking a moment to light a candle, say a little prayer, or just admire the view. You won't regret it. Bonjour from Strasbourg. This city is like the love child of France and Germany, which makes sense because it's been passed back and forth more times than a hot potato at a picnic. But hey, who's complaining? It just means double the culture, double the food, and double the fun. Speaking of fun, picture this. Cobblestone streets, canals with those cute little boats, and half-timbered houses that look like they came straight out of a fairy tale. And just when you think it can't get any more charming, bam! You stumble upon La Petite France, the most adorable neighborhood this side of, well, France. We're talking flower boxes overflowing with blooms, bridges with more history than your grandma's attic, and cafes that practically beg you to sit down and sip an espresso. You might even forget you're here to see the rest of France. Okay, I know what you're thinking, Ellen. Enough with the cuteness overload, let's see something epic. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Strasbourg Cathedral is here to steal the show. This masterpiece of Gothic architecture is so tall, it practically tickles the clouds. I'm talking 466 feet of pure ooh la la. You can climb to the top for a view that'll make you want to shout bonjour to the whole country. Inside, it's even more breathtaking. Stained glass windows that paint the place in a kaleidoscope of colors, soaring arches that defy gravity, and an astronomical clock that's more complicated than my dating life in the 80s. Trust me, you'll want to spend some serious time exploring this architectural marvel. Just try not to get lost in those stained glass stories, okay? We've got a whole country to see. Okay, adventure seekers, this one's for you. Get ready to trade your berets for beanies because we're heading to Chamonix, the adventure capital of the French Alps. Nestled at the foot of majestic Mont Blanc, this place is a giant playground for anyone who loves fresh air, breathtaking views, and you guessed it, mountains. We're talking towering peaks that pierce the sky, glaciers that sparkle like 1,000 diamonds, and forests so lush and green, they make Kermit the Frog look pale. Seriously, this place is so beautiful. It'll make you want to yodel from the mountaintops. Now, the star of the show here is obviously Mont Blanc, the highest peak in all of Europe. We're talking 15,777 feet of pure mountain majesty. You can take a cable car to the Aiguille du Midi for jaw-dropping views that will literally take your breath away. And if you're feeling really adventurous, why not strap on some skis or hop on a snowboard and carve your own path down those pristine slopes? Chamonix is a skier's paradise, with runs for every skill level, from bunny hills to black diamonds. Just promise me you won't forget to admire the scenery while you're busy shredding the gnar, okay? Safety first, then selfies. Bonjour from Avignon, a city so steeped in history, you'll practically feel like you've stepped back in time. This place was once the center of the Catholic world, and let me tell you, those popes knew how to live it up. They built themselves a palace so grand, it makes Buckingham Palace look like a garden shed. We're talking the Palais des Papes, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's as impressive on the inside as it is on the outside. But wait, there's more. Remember that catchy little tune Sur le Pont d'Avignon? Well, guess what? Avignon has its very own bridge. Okay, so it's not quite the same bridge from the song, but it's still pretty darn cool. You can stroll along the Pont d'Avignon, soak up the history, and maybe even belt out a few verses yourself. Don't worry, I won't judge. Now, Avignon isn't just about history and architecture, it's also a city that knows how to celebrate. Every summer, the city bursts into life with the Festival d'Avignon, one of the most prestigious performing arts festivals in the world. We're talking theatre, dance, music, and street performances that will blow your mind. And the best part? The whole city becomes a stage. You might be sipping your morning coffee and suddenly find yourself caught in a flash mob, or watching a Shakespearean play unfold right before your very eyes. And when you're not busy being dazzled by the arts, you can indulge in the city's incredible culinary scene. From Michelin-starred restaurants to charming cafes and bustling markets, Avignon has something to tantalize every taste bud. Just be sure to pack your stretchy pants. You're gonna need them. Bonjour from Cannes, darlings. This place just screams glamour, doesn't it? It's like the entire city is dripping in diamonds and sunshine. And speaking of sunshine, you know I can't resist a good tan. But I have to wear like SPF 5000 here because the sun reflects off all the yachts. It's blinding. And speaking of yachts, have you ever seen so many in one place? I swear they're like cars here. People probably parallel park their yachts. I'm just picturing someone trying to squeeze their mega yacht into a tight spot. Honk honk, out of the way, tiny sailboat. But seriously, Cannes is more than just glitz and glam. It's got history, culture, and some seriously beautiful beaches. I mean, the French Riviera? Come on, it's iconic. You can practically hear the accordions playing and smell the freshly baked croissants. So pack your fanciest outfit and your biggest sunglasses, because Cannes is ready for its close-up. And hey, if you happen to see George Clooney, tell him I said hi. He'll know what I'm talking about. Now, you can't talk about Cannes without mentioning the Cannes Film Festival. Right? It's like the Super Bowl of movies, but instead of touchdowns, you get Palme d'Ors. And instead of tailgating, you get fancy parties on yachts. Sign me up. I always picture myself on the red carpet, you know? Just working it in a fabulous gown, dodging paparazzi, maybe tripping on a step just for laughs, you know, classic Ellen. But even if you're not rubbing elbows with movie stars, there's so much to do in Cannes. You can stroll along the Promenade de la Croisette, window shop at designer boutiques, or just soak up the sun on those gorgeous beaches. And hey, if you happen to see a giant inflatable swan float by, that might be me. Just saying, don't judge. It's hard work being fabulous. Okay, get ready for this because we're headed to the Loire Valley. Picture this. Rolling hills, vineyards as far as the eye can see, and castles that look like they're straight out of a Disney movie. It's basically the most magical place on earth. And you know I love a good castle. I'm already picturing myself as the queen of the Loire Valley, wearing a crown and everything. Portia can be the princess. We'll have a jousting tournament, a grand ball, the whole 9 yards. But seriously, the Loire Valley is like stepping back in time. It's full of history, culture, and seriously delicious food and wine. Did someone say Sancerre? Because I'm there. So pack your most comfortable walking shoes and your stretchiest pants, because we're about to go on a royal adventure. Now, you can't talk about the Loire Valley without mentioning the chateaux. They're everywhere, and each one is more impressive than the last. I swear they don't build them like they used to. I mean, can you imagine living in a place with moats and drawbridges? Talk about security! Plus, you'd never have to worry about losing your keys. Just throw them out the window and yell, "Fetch!" But the Loire Valley isn't just about castles. It's also about the great outdoors. You can go for a bike ride along the river, have a picnic in a vineyard, or even take a hot air balloon ride over the whole valley. And hey, if you happen to see a hot air balloon shaped like a giant dancing shoe, that might be me. Just saying, when in the Loire Valley, right? Well, that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of France. I hope you enjoyed exploring these 10 incredible destinations with me. From the Eiffel Tower to the French Riviera, from charming villages to majestic castles, France truly has something for everyone. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these amazing places is at the top of your travel bucket list? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more travel adventures. Until next time, au revoir, and remember, always keep exploring.